So this is day, let's see, today's the 6th of February, plus the 31 days from January. That makes today 37. Haven't recorded in a while. But what I was thinking about today was what makes us old. And I was thinking about this for two reasons. One, I left the house, and whenever I leave the house, I always have my bag, I have my cup of coffee, I'm doing grown-up things, I'm ready to go, and it just kind of got me thinking, like, at what point are we no longer kids and no longer have, kid worries, and all of a sudden we're grown-ups and we have grown-up worries and we have to adult. And there's not really any conscious transition period necessarily. Maybe it's the first time we get a real job, like for me, I think it was when we were in California, the first time we were living across country, we were kind of starting over, we were taking the subway to work, I was reading the newspaper in the morning on the way to work, like, you just do, like, the things that everybody else does when they're grown-ups, and, I guess at that point, you just kind of, you're an adult now, so you do adult things, but I still do things that are recreational that I enjoyed doing as a kid, and one of those things is guitar, which got me thinking about the other thing that, causes me to question at what point we become old. And that was a thing that I was watching the other day where, God, I can't even remember what it was. It was basically talking about, like, guitar tones or something like that, or, like, distorted, like, rock tones, classic rock tones. And somebody in one of the YouTube videos I was watching used the phrase dad rock. And I was like, what the hell's dad rock? And then I started kind of, like, looking at some of the other videos that talked about dad rock, and it's basically like that, not extreme, but, just kind of like rock, heavy-ish type, radio friendly from the 90s dad rock sound. I mean, I guess that is the descriptor, it's the stuff that dads listen to. And I was like, holy shit, so does that mean, like, Alice in Chains is dad rock? Does that mean, like, old Nirvana is dad rock? I mean, is that the point where we started seeing, it's like that stuff and older equals dad rock, like, is it like the rock music from the 80s, the 70s? Because then you get into oldies territory after that. But I was like, holy shit, I guess I'm old because I like dad rock. But I was assembling a pedal board last night because I still play guitar and I still futz around with, making music and stuff like that. And I have this unfortunate tendency to buy and hoard musical instruments and gear as though I were getting ready to go on a world tour. I have a lot of really high-level professional quality stuff. Like, pretty much everything I have is good stuff, professional quality. I don't really have any off-brand things. But it's just what I do, it's my hobby, and that's sort of what I enjoy doing, and, focus some of my energy on, and, it's recreational for me. So anyway, I was assembling this pedal board. I bought a power supply yesterday, or I got it in the mail yesterday. I had actually ordered it over the weekend. Jesus fucking Christ, it's taken me a long time to get to where I actually need to be here. Skip to the end. I'm wiring up this pedal board, and as I'm doing it, I'm looking at the effects and I'm listening to stuff, and I'm just, for the sake of getting it all working, I'm just trying to get it all working. I'm not worrying about dialing any tones or anything. I'm just using a little practice amp and some headphones. But I'm looking at my equipment, and, like, it's all, like, dad rock sounds. I've got this distortion pedal that basically I use with a crunch channel on my amp, or the clean channel with the crunch engaged, not the drive channel, because that's more distortion. I do that with other stuff, but I find that, like, my musical tendencies are very much, on that dad rock side when I write and record music, because I just, I tried to record something heavier the other day, and it just wasn't, I wasn't feeling it. So maybe I just need to write with someone who composes or arranges heavy music on a regular basis. But I guess at that point I realized, man, I guess I'm getting old and I have older tendencies as far as music goes, and I'm in like dad rock mode. So anyway, I'm feeling kind of anti-old today, and I'm basically saying that because I don't feel old, you know? I mean, I feel like, you know, I don't have like old man aches and pains or anything, and I'm on my way to, you know, being more fit, and I'm finally on a weight loss trend. Of course, I'm going to screw that up today because this video is being brought to you by our friend Rockstar. Yeah, I fucked up and bought one of those this morning because I'm just tired and just wanted to have something. But hey, I'm still not drinking alcohol, and I'm doing really good on water intake. For the last 2 days at work, I've had 100 ounces a day, and I've kept track of it, you know, down to the ounce to make sure that I'm having at least that. So I think that's going to help to flush my system, and hopefully also just make me less hungry and less, you know, snacky. But for the last 2 nights, I've also gotten into like burrito fixings, and I've had burritos for snacks, like late snacks. So yeah, so I guess things are kind of coming along, but I'm going to start working on my running book and start getting stuff down for that pretty quick here. The only problem I'm having is really sort of practicing what I preach, and I'm doing fairly well with that with running. So you know, I want to just continue to do that and chip away, and you know, make the book more about, like, you know, how anyone can run, and anyone can, you know, ingrain those habits and begin to move in the right direction. So that's what it's all about, just moving in the right direction and listening to dad rock while I'm doing it, apparently.